Hello everybody and welcome back to Elderberry Sprout. Today I want to do the final flip through of this grimoire. So I've been working in this book for, gosh, I don't know how many years, probably since 2018 sometime, maybe 2019. So this has been years in the making. Man, this book has taken a long time. And as such, it's got lots of character. I love how these clean edges look. All the color. It's just like I like having my pages like this where it's flat so you can really see the magic seeping out of the pages. Oh, I just love this book. But anyway, let's get flipping. I figured this is the perfect time to be doing a final flip through of this book because it's the end of the year and I finally finished it. So tying up a lot of loose ends. It's the end of the year, finally finished the book. Let's see what's going on. So first page, haven't changed too much. I watched my most recent flip through of this book, so I'll try not to cover the same things that I did. I'll just show you what differences I made, or like what differences I added. So my grimoire page, I don't think I changed much on that, but just like the introduction to what this book is. I was going to do a book blessing, didn't do that. Have some index pages. These are pretty boring, just for like functional referencing. I added some more layers to my mom's spaghetti page. So this is more what it looked like. The couch we had and looking out the window, and these were the trees that were in our front yard, and yeah, little patterns that I was drawing with the spaghetti steam. This is about the same. Laws of creation according to Bashar. Ooh, this one changed a whole bunch. The many paths to authentic living. So this one is essentially a vision board for what I see the new earth looking like, which now, in my most recent video, I showed you what my vision book looks like. So if I were to do this page now, this would definitely be in my vision book. But this is a page I had the idea of years ago, so I wanted to make sure I finished it here first. But I absolutely love the integration of technology and natural living systems. So I liked using all of these old buildings, like old little cottage buildings, and cutting out solar panels to glue on all of their roofs. And then even with this, I glued some gardens underneath these solar panels to show that you can integrate, even if you have technological systems, you can integrate nature back into them and use them as shade structures. And with here, you can have natural systems that you integrate with technology. So it can go both ways, essentially. But then we've got the heart chakra symbol there in the center to remind us that it's all because of love and connection. And then I opened these up. Boring, didn't do anything there. But these pages I kind of think of as like the gallery of different entities that keep their eye on us, rooting for us and voting for us to complete this vision. Anyway, oh, another important feature is that there's little happy people in a garden over here. So we need to embody that energy of love and joy when we're doing the toil of some labor. Oh yeah, and it's so funny, as I was about to show you guys this book, guess what happened? This signature popped out, so I'll just have to restitch that in. But I didn't even wax this cord. This was one of the first junk journals that I made. So now there's an example of why waxing your cord makes a really big difference. Really sturdies it up. But here, we've got a little bit more that I added here to this My Own Space manifestation page there. Just some little journaling on what is ownership. And I've got my chart. I've added a little design there. These haven't changed too much. Just my little flip outs with all my chart information for astrology. I'm a Gemini, Capricorn, Gemini. Cottage witchery, still pretty much what I practice, and hedgecraft, still what I practice. Onking. Oh, my morning affirmations, good night affirmations, ikigai. I still haven't completed this page, but I don't think I will because I honestly don't really like how it looks. And also, I'm so multifaceted that it's hard for me to even anchor into what my favorite things to do are, because I love doing a lot of things. My self-worth affirmations. And I was thinking of doing a book of just affirmations, because that is something that I do quite frequently, is using affirmations. And it'd be nice to have them all anchored in like one location for easy usage and reference. We get here, we got my heart. Oh, I did add some stamping around the edge of this page, but other than that, they've stayed about the same. This is for all my different sigils. I have my little flip out here, and underneath this page is the ones that I've actually made, and I have some inspiration there. I could add some more sigil inspiration. Gua Sha, that hasn't changed very much. Oil recipes, my power statements. I really like this one. Like I was saying, those affirmations, I just need to have one location to put them in. And after making this book, that's when I've realized that I actually have certain uses for certain books, and I'd like to have them more segmented. So going forward, I do think I'm going to be doing that more. Power colors. Darkness, the light, vibration of consciousness. Those haven't changed much. There is a lot of just straight up graphs and tables and information. Oh, something I added to the binaural beats page here is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and then it continues back to do. And yeah, what the energy frequency of those are. Pretty interesting stuff. The pranayama page. Oh, so here I added a little example of a breath that I do pretty frequently, which is in breath for 3, hold for 7, out breath for 8. So that's really good for your parasympathetic nervous system and releasing stress and just really releasing, because the out breath is so extended. It's just focusing on getting all that stuff out. But this is another idea for a grimoire that I have of doing a book of breath, where essentially I would create a shape that is associated with each of the breaths. And I probably would do it on graph paper, and then work with it from there so that they're actually proportional. And instead of having right angles, it might end up being more equilateral, or anyway, kind of interesting idea for the geometry of breath. I think that's kind of fun. Oh, and here I've added a little protection sigil so that when I'm in the astral, I'm in my dream realm, I know that I'm protected. And this is a stamp that I've carved. And man, what a great way to use up paper scraps. Like, I just carved a giant stamp, stamped it on some essentially garbage paper, and it's turned it into a beautiful, like, intentional sigil. So if you guys have a lot of scrap papers, maybe stamp making would be a good solution for you to use up those extra papers. Oh, this is a dream I used to have of driving in Seattle, and I no longer have that dream. So I was originally going to go through and make it more accurate to what my dream actually looks like, but never did that. So I don't think I will anymore, because it's not plaguing me any longer. I have my astral travel page and my astral portal. Here I did do a little section on cord cutting. Yeah, if you're interested in reading that, feel free to. I have other cord cutting systems that I use as well, but yeah, I found being a projector from human design perspective, I find that cord cutting is super important for me, because I will just constantly be connected to everybody else's energy and not know where they begin and where I end. So that's a very important practice for me. I have my astral protection information, my invisibility cloak, that hasn't changed much. The Hat Man, more astral adventures I want to have. A little information on psychic attacks. Oh, and here I finally finished this page. This is a long time in the making. I would have liked to have had a silver pen, but I think the gold pen works really well. And man, oh man, I forgot how right-handed I am, because I had to do, when I was looking at my right hand, I had to use my left hand to draw all of the lines. And yeah, they're definitely not as concise as this hand is. So kind of funny to remember that we all have dominant energies, and it's really interesting to look at that. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. I still need to add the ring size on each finger, but didn't do that yet. Mudras and traditional palmistry there. So this one, I just had this on here for a long time, and I didn't really know what to do, so I just kind of traced the hand and put some stickers there. This is one of the more simple and, I don't know, less creative pages in here, but sometimes you just gotta say, you know what, I'm gonna do what I can and then move on, and that was an example of that there. Because the information is still there, it's still functional, but if I have another idea of something to do to this, then I'll do that, but I can leave it like that and not feel too bad. The Mudras page. This was super helpful for learning how to how to draw hands. Didn't realize how bad I was at that. I think I said that last time, so let's move on. This is a sigil for ending generational trauma, and I just did some mantra work with, you know, the cycle ends with me, and I know what the intention for this was, so I don't really need to go into that. And the generational trauma page is right next to my ancestors page. So I have, this is a flip up of a family tree. So I'm not going to go into that, but that is my Bryce family plaid. So that was, yeah, on my mom's side. Anyway, we've got Shun Guide and Rest to Refresh the Soul. So both kind of like digital detox information. There's my Tam Lin page. I absolutely still love that one. That's one of my favorites. Oh, so many layers to that. I'd like to do more things like this where there's no words, or maybe just, you know, the title, but it's all a story. And yeah, I'd like to experiment more in this style. These haven't changed too much. Just little mantras and creative stuff. Candle magic, still do that. I think I made the candle yellow because I make beeswax candles. So I was like, why am I having a white candle in here? It should be a yellow candle. So there's that. Mending magic, still a great practice that I do quite frequently. I recently got this book called Mystical Stitches. I actually got that for the holidays. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. That can completely go hand in hand with this magical mending page here. Yeah, especially if you could do sigils in your clothing, you can do beautiful patterns outwardly just to invoke the energy you want to invoke. It's like stitching a mantra into a piece of clothing. It's just amazing. I can now take up space. I feel like I've talked about that one quite a bit. My human design chart, I don't think that's changed very much. I have been doing more research about my human design though, and learning more about being a splenic projector and having, my sacral. Yeah, so I've been learning, I might even want to do a book about my human design too. Oh, there's so much to learn. Oh, but speaking of, some of that learning, here's a page about my sacral authority. Yeah, success is telling me I'm doing things right. Yeah, and this is a big part, is learning about recognition and invitation and what that looks like for me. If you're a projector in human design, you'll realize that those are both very important features of good decision making, making sure that people know what you're good at so that they can actually value you for what you do. And you're not forcing your amazing skills upon somebody who doesn't appreciate it. So that's been really great for me. It's funny, I've realized I have a resistance to compliments, so I've been trying to work on that this year, and I feel like I've been pretty successful, which is nice. Gene keys, I still need to dive more into this. Oh, there's so much to learn. Oh, it's so exciting. More gene key stuff. Life path, I don't think these have changed very much. Yeah, that hasn't changed very much. Oh yeah, started waking up at 3:30ish in the morning again. So maybe I'll start looking into this again. It's funny when you've been doing a practice for so long, or you abandon it for a while, you're like, oh yeah, that has value. So I'd be feeling called to start meditating in the middle of the night again. Solveat Coagula. Oh, I still love this page. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, that's a great one. I think I made this a little bit darker, so it is. Did I do anything? Oh, I changed the sigil on the front of that. It could be a little bit bigger, but it gets the idea across. Okay, I rejigged the filming setup a little bit, but let's continue. This is where a lot of the change has happened. I finally filled in a lot of the interdimensional being pages that I've been meaning to. So I don't think the gray page has changed very much. Got the Pleiadians, blue avians, Lyrans, Essassani, reptilians. I think this is a new one. You guys haven't seen that. The Arcturians, Andromedans. I think I added a little bit to the angels down here, talking about the seraphim, cherubim, and I guess Ophanim. Not too familiar with them, but they're the ones that look like that, which is crazy to me. Just like these sacred geometries with eyeballs all over them. What a crazy concept. Just like a representation of consciousness at one of the more fundamental forms. That's so fascinating to me. We've got Syrians, the Mantoids. I think it was fun to do the actual, I guess, representation of the planet that they are associated with, so I think I want to do that going forward some more. Oh, and here we are going into the Ascended Masters. So I know I work with the Ascended Masters, and I try to embody the energies that they have taught. And I just want to do a little talk about that, and the reason that I value their perspectives over perhaps other interdimensional beings or deity work is because they have lived as humans. They have lived through the annoying experience of being a fleshy meat sack, and they figured out ways to ascend. So if there's somebody who is able to express wisdom that can be shared to humans particularly, I definitely feel like it's the Ascended Masters, because they've lived the experience themselves. So that's why I love these guys so much. They're so wise. Especially Adamus, I've always felt, for probably like 11 or 12 years, I've felt very called to Adamus and his teachings. There's El Moria, Lord Lanto. I think I added a little bit of some extra words on there. Paul the Venetian. I think I added a picture and some pink and a little stamping. Oh, Serapis Bey, finally spelled correctly. Yeah, he was Egyptian, so I thought it was fun to do a giant pyramid in the background and then write all the information on there. Hilarion. It's funny, if you do junk journaling, sometimes you'll use paper that you realize you don't like later. And this book is so bulky already, I don't want to glue over this, but I don't care for this paper, so next time I won't use it. Then we've got Lady Nada. And information about the different sacred flames. So that's pretty interesting. I did this research really recently, so I learned a lot. Then we've got the Maha Chohan, 7 rays of light. So this is essentially, the 7 rays of light is essentially the same thing as the sacred flames, but different representation of it there. And now we're into the different holidays or Sabbats. Imbolc, the vernal equinox, Beltane. These haven't changed too much since I think I've done flip through, or I've done process videos of the Grimoire with me's of those. Oh, here we go. This is a new development. So this was a page that I found in a magazine that I thought just fit the vibe so perfectly that I just had to leave it the way it was. And I put a little piece of bread here and just did a little bit of writing. And I used a gold gel pen to do all that. And made a little title with a doily. Yeah, sometimes when things are too perfect, it's like, why am I going to mess with it if it's just like perfect to begin with? You guys have seen all these guys. Samhain, Yule. I think I added the actual details into here now of what I've done during Yuletide. The Wheel of the Year, I've got the seasons. I think I might have added these moons since last time. It's hard to remember, I don't know. It's so gradual for me to be doing these things and then sharing it with you. I'm like, what did I do last time? I don't remember. Menstruation page. The new moon. Full moon, all the moon phases. Oh, I love that. Oh, this one. I really like how this one turned out. It was really fun to integrate a piece of paper that it had an orange background, and then I used just normal paint, craft paint, to kind of gel it into the page as if it weren't just a cutout. And I feel like that worked really well. I'd like to play with that system a little bit better. Yeah, and here's the things that trigger me, so we're not going to flip that open. Peace and be wild. Yeah, we got a lot of shimmery stuff over here. This is a little envelope. Has some recipe cards in there. Yes, this one. I love this page still. Oh, so true. Dune. What great wisdom there is in there. Thanks, Frank Herbert. I embody my highest self with ease. I've been thinking a lot about what I want my year or my word of the year to be for 2024, and I think it's going to be ease, because I feel like my life has been so hard, and I'd really just like to embody ease. Things don't have to be difficult. I can choose to simplify and live easefully, so I'm definitely going to be trying to embody that and slow down. Yeah, being her, just having a happy little dog in a beautiful garden with a cup of coffee, radiant, just being radiant, smiling with the knowingness, like, oh God, that's living the life right there. I think I might have added a couple more words there. Finally finished that one up. Then I've got offerings for the good folk. Don't think that's changed very much. Yeah, these guys haven't changed much either. That one hasn't changed much. The little tree flip out on the side. Oh, I think I added a little bit of darkness around the edge here just to frame the information of the chalice. Oh, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I made a little broom. This was similar to my dream journal broom that I made. Just raffia and like a stir stick and some string. Yeah, I love this one. I love little tiny semi-flat textural elements. It makes it fun. I try to make sure they're not too thick, but sometimes they are, and that's okay. An Affirmation. Oh, this one changed. I don't think you guys even saw this one. So it takes 90 seconds to transmute emotional energy, dive deep, and find the stillness at the bottom of the waters. So that's kind of an inversion of what's going on there. But yeah, it takes 90 seconds to process emotions. That's crazy to me. For some reason, I feel like I've never thought that was the case, but most of the time when I cry, it's not for more than 90 seconds. So yeah, interesting to learn. And to think like all the sickness and imbalance we hold in our bodies because we're scared to have that 90 seconds of discomfort. That's something I definitely want to go into. If I'm feeling sad or emotional, I just want to dive into the emotions so it's not as scary. And then I can accept that part of myself and move on without having to repress anything. So yes, only 90 seconds. Can you believe that? That's so fast. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I love this iridescent. This is packaging from these goddess, yeah, this one too. Yeah, goddess like steam things that I got. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I did a process for this video or for this spread as well. Just do the annoying thing, get it over with. Oh, and here I'm trying to work on, that's something else with ease, is I'm trying to have more fun and play. I feel like I've made life, in my mind, I've made my life a grind, and I don't want to have it be a grind anymore. So I'm just gonna choose to have fun and have pleasure and be easeful and be still. I want to go at a pace that is much less triggering to my nervous system. So I want to have fun, take a deep breath, play. And this was something I got from a student of mine. And yeah, I just put a couple little flops, some journaling spot. Oh, this may look like an Easter egg. No, 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 no. This is a fidget toy. It's one of those things that has like the little poppy things. You pop it in and out. I don't know, kids love them. So I was like, oh yeah, it's okay to just have fun for fun's sake. That's one of the amazing things about working with children, is that they really remind you just, wow, life can be so simple and so fun if you choose to see it that way. Gosh, adults are so freaking boring. We just choose to sludge along and not have fun, but Yeah, I just want to be a kid. I want to have fun. Oh, and here I go, my Ravenclaw spread, and you guys have seen this one before because I did it on the channel. There you go. The end. So that's that book. I loved working in this book. This was so stinking fun. I liked the size quite a bit. I feel like I was able to complete the pages well and still get a lot of information without it being too daunting. Also, I made the book, so even if it gets messed up, who cares? I can make another one. It was a lot less daunting to work in a book like this than it would have been to work in a beautiful leather-bound journal or something, so. If you haven't made a grimoire or you're looking to make a grimoire, this is definitely the style of one to do. And don't forget to give yourself a big old chunky spine, because I know I am a layerer. I layer all the goodies in there, so it's in, yeah. If you do art the same way I do, giving yourself some extra space will alleviate a lot of your concern about, yeah, alligator mouthing. Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this final flip through of this book. Oh my gosh, I feel like it's been forever. I've showed you this book and like processes of working in it like a million times, but it's finally done. Do you have a favorite page in here? I feel like I've got a couple. Probably the Tamlin one is my favorite. If you do have a favorite page or a favorite like little thing I did, I'd love to hear what your favorites are, because he won't be on the channel much more. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope this inspired you to get working in your grimoire, especially in this winter time. I'm going to be working in my new grimoire. Here, I'll show you. This is my new general purpose grimoire that I will be working in the majority of the time. I showed you this one already, but I'm going to be doing a lot of work in this winter time. So, yeah, I hope this helped inspire you guys to do the same in this really reflective and restful time of the year. At least for us in the Northern Hemisphere. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a magical day. Bye.